Namaste, my name is Dhieyo and welcome to my channel. So today let's talk about addictions and how you can quit your addictions. Firstly, the minute you hear the word addiction, the first thing that comes to your mind is drugs, alcohol, cigarettes. Okay, but there's endless amount of things that you could be addicted to. You could be addicted to gambling, to tea, coffee, to working out too much, to sleeping too much. It's endless. Okay, so let's understand addiction first. So how to leave your addiction, how to quit your addiction becomes easier for you then. Okay, now when you are feeling hungry, okay, remember this word, feeling. Now when you're feeling hungry, you go eat food. Okay, there's lack of energy in you, you feel like eating something to get that energy, so you go eat food. Similarly, if you're feeling thirsty, there's lack of water in you, there's lack of that energy in you, and you go drink water to quench your thirst. There's a reason behind it. So similarly, when you're having alcohol, when you're having drugs, when you're having tea or coffee, there's something that is lacking in you that is making you fulfill that need. Okay, so for example, let's take a smaller example now. So if I'm feeling low on energy, not on life or anything, but I'm just feeling a little lethargic. I go have a cup of coffee and I start feeling good. Now after some time, this lasts for about 4 hours, after some times again I'm feeling a little low, I'm feeling a little lethargic, I go have another cup of coffee. And this goes on the entire day, so I'm having about 5 cups of coffee. Okay, so am I addicted to coffee, or have I got addicted to feeling lethargic, to feeling low on energy? Okay, so the truth is, you've actually got addicted to that feeling that is leading you to satisfy that need, to overcome that need. So when you're addicted to alcohol, why are you having alcohol? Let's say everyone's got various different reasons of getting addicted to alcohol. There's not one particular reason. Let's say somebody is having it because they want to have a good time, they want to feel good. So figure out first, why is it that you're not feeling good? Why have you got addicted to not feeling good? So to satisfy that need, you are having alcohol now. Or what is that feeling that you are trying to run away from, that now which has become an addiction for you? To overcome that, you need to start doing drugs, or whatever reason you're doing drugs for. Okay, so the coffee was the easiest example. Okay, or for let's talk about cigarettes. You have a good time, you've had a good meeting, you had a good interaction, you smoke a cigarette. You're having a bad day, you're having a bad moment, you want to smoke a cigarette. Okay, so what is that feeling that you cannot overcome, that you need to smoke a cigarette just to overcome that feeling? So cigarettes is not your addiction, that feeling is your addiction. You need to overcome that feeling. You could overcome cigarettes, you can overcome alcohol, drugs, you'll work hard towards it, you overcome it, but that feeling is still there, so you'll probably get hooked on to something else to overcome that feeling. Similarly, for example, I know this guy personally who is addicted to being in the wrong relationship, where every woman in his life treats him like shit. Okay, he could bring them the moon, but they just treat them like shit. They'll probably have a problem with moon, that why are there so many craters? Why am I bouncing on the moon? You know, so he's attracted to women who are unhappy with their own lives and just don't value what this person does. So it's not those women's fault, it's the fault in this guy. He's got hooked on, he's got addicted to being in a relationship which doesn't value him. So what is lacking in him? What is that part in his life where he's not valuing himself? Okay, that he needs to start valuing other people so much that all his energy which he needs to use for himself, he's using it on somebody else. Similarly, when people are addicted to going to the gym so much, working out so much, that even one day if they miss going to the gym, their life doesn't function properly. You know, so what part of your life have you got hooked on to which is not making you feel good? Either in your appearance wise or in your mental state. What is that feeling that you've got hooked on to? So you need to work on that. Okay, there are people who cannot function their day-to-day life. Their life needs to start with that first cup of tea. They can't even go to the loo without that tea. So why have you got hooked on to a life form or an energy form which is making you have tea for the first time, for the first day, your first day tea? Why are you getting hooked on to that? So everyone is working towards, okay, you need to leave drugs, you need to leave alcohol. No, you need to start understanding what is leading you to those things. That is your actual addiction. Like I said before, you could leave your drugs, you could leave alcohol, you can stop having your coffee or cigarettes, but that feeling, if it's still there, you'll hook on to something else then to satisfy that feeling, to overcome that feeling. Okay, so apply this to your situation, apply this to your life, be truthful to yourself that, okay, this is why I'm having my drinks, this is why I'm hooked on to the wrong person, this is why I'm hooked on to coffee or to cigarettes. Okay, now I'll tell you how you can get rid of this. Okay, when you sit down in your meditation position, when you keep your fingers slightly in your Gyan Mudra, when you keep your fingers slightly pointed upwards, is to get a lot of spiritual knowledge. Okay, the source of that knowledge coming is endless. It could either be somebody comes and gives you that knowledge, or you read a book, or it can be intuition. It's endless. So when your fingers are pointed straight on your knees, straight, okay, is to get a balance between your mind, body and soul. That's what the job is. Again, the information will be endless. The source of getting that information is endless. Now when you want to get rid of an attachment, okay, now say attachment to your feelings, the same feeling that is making you drink alcohol, the same feeling that is making you do drugs, you want to get rid of that feeling. Firstly, address that feeling to yourself, sit down in your meditation pose, get to a normal breathing state, breathe in from your nose and breathe out from your nose, get to that normal state of breathing, but your fingers and your hands need to be stretched forward, downwards. So your fingers on your knees, when your hand is knees, it does not need to be bent, it needs to be straight like this, pointing downwards to the ground. Okay, and in your mind you imagine that feeling going away from you, and if that feeling is leading to alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, anything, or that person, imagine it leaving you and going, and you're feeling good about it. So this is how you need to sit when you're meditating. You sit cross-legged, you point your fingers downwards, and you imagine this. So that imagine part is as important as the fingers pointing downwards. This is how you're getting rid of your attachments. But you need to address that attachment before you start sitting in this position. Be in that awareness that this is why you're doing this. Aimlessly you're going to do it, it's not going to work. Okay, so please try this out. Understand why are you getting addicted to something. Understand that feeling first. Then it'll become easy for you to leave anything and not get hooked on to something else. Okay, so if you like this video, please give it a like, share it with people that you know who are going through their addictions. Okay, help somebody out who needs help. If you're going to try helping somebody who doesn't need help, none of this is going to work. So somebody who needs help with this, make them understand that it's that feeling they need to understand first and overcome that feeling first. Work towards that. Alcohol, drugs, cigarette, the person, those are just escape routes. Okay, so this is the best way and the most sensible way of understanding your addictions and then leaving your addictions. Okay, which is number one, the feeling. Second is the substance or the person that you've got addicted to, or the situation that you've got addicted to. So please give this video a like, share this knowledge with people, and till I see you again, have a good life. Namaste.